Jimmy Butler with only the third 40-point triple-double in NBA Finals history.
Ooh.
Those three teams realizing what could have been, and the one team he's got right now, the Heat, are realizing how lucky they are.
Going into the fourth quarter of 2020, a year that I feel like we're in a major deficit with coronavirus, social injustice, everything happening. I need one of two things going into the fourth quarter of 2020. Number one, I need Jimmy Butler on my team. I need him on my team in the face of all odds. This guy steps up to the plate and delivers a 40-point triple-double. And number two, I hope we're playing against the Atlanta Falcons. Those are the two things I need going into the fourth quarter.
Giant fan.
Let's be honest. But what I saw him do last night, here, the pregame, guys, and think about this, Key. I know we have a lot of people in these positions, leadership positions, that are talking and hearing a voice of strength. Before the game, he was talking to Rachel Nichols, and Rachel was saying, "Well, you're down Bam Adebayo, you're down Goran Dragic, two guys that collectively combine for 40-plus points per game, going against LeBron James and Anthony Davis, two guys who are considered two top 5 players in the league." And you saw this positive anxiety from Jimmy. He was rocking back and forth, and his answer said it all. He was like, "Look, as human beings, as basketball players, we wish these guys were on the floor, but we have a job to do." And he believes that they were going to win the game. And that's what it takes. It takes your leader, in the face of all odds, still believing that they can accomplish something that a lot of people, thought they had no chance. I said it pregame. I said, this is over. This is over. I didn't think they had a chance. And the way AD played last night, they threw different schemes at him. They doubled him. They turned the ball over. They had 12-plus turnovers in the first half. LeBron James was not only disappointed in himself, it felt like he was more disappointed in his teammates. They were trying to find different ways to get into the game emotionally. You saw Rajon Rondo and LeBron. They were talking trash to somebody in the stands, just trying to get the lather up. AD, you felt like you're watching New Orleans Pelicans AD. At halftime, Key, he had 2 shots, 1 rebound, 5 turnovers, and was minus 17. Halftime. Now, I know that the Heat gave him different looks defensively, but there's no excuse that the Lakers should have lost that game last night.
Well, I anticipated.
No excuse.
I anticipated them to probably lose the game because in situations where you are taking advantage of a team, you kind of get lost in the moment, so to speak. You just kind of, we're up 2-0. We could just coast. They don't have their 2 big guns. We got ours. We could coast. And then before you know it, you're down. And then you try to get back, and it's too late. You can't find that mojo or that energy to get back. The fact that AD played the way that he played last night showed me that he didn't take that particular game serious. Like, it wasn't like one of those deals where it was game 2 or it was a closeout game in game 6 or game 5 and they needed to have it to close it out. It was kind of like, we have some real estate to play around with. We're going to play around with it. That's the way I looked at it.
115-104 the final. Here's Coach Spo on his hero.
Look, how else do you say it other than, Jimmy F. and Butler? But this is what he wanted. This is what we wanted. It's really hard to analyze or describe Jimmy until you actually feel him between the 4 lines. He is a supreme elite competitor, and we needed it. Obviously this was a very desperate, urgent game, and he was doing it on both ends of the court. Just put his imprint at every important part of the game, and he's in the top percentile of this entire association in terms of conditioning. And you saw like he just got stronger as the game went on.
Heat win 115-104.
He could have said freaking Butler, right?
He could have went there.
But I don't think that's what he wanted to say right there, right? What can you say about Jimmy Butler? And I said this when this series first started, is that 20 points that he was averaging, he needed to be up in closer to the 30s for the Heat to have a chance to win, no matter who was on the floor.
It's like when you watch the Lakers, they have Superman, they have Thor, right? It's like, you're like, whoa, there's no way we can beat that. And then all of a sudden you go against Miami and they have Batman, right? Like a guy who's just molded by the darkness, it feels like. He just does every possession at the end of the fourth quarter, he was either scoring or assisting on a play. Every one. And it felt like you watched the Miami Heat snatch the life out of the Lakers in Game 3.
Let me ask you this obvious question if I'm a Miami Heat fan. Let's use it as we if you're a Miami Heat fan. The Heat win last night. You get an epic performance from Jimmy Butler and the possible return of Dragic and Adebayo. If that's the scenario heading into tomorrow night, what do you think?
They have a legitimate chance. Look, I originally said I thought this was going to go 6 games. I thought the Lakers would win at 6, but I thought it was going to be a fight. So if you bring back Bam, that's another weapon. Also, you have to give Eric Spoelstra a lot of credit. They didn't play a lot of zone last night. They played different looks defensively. They forced Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard was mitigated by Myers Leonard. Whenever Dwight was in the game, Myers Leonard was in the game. They canceled each other out. When AD was in the game, they played him man-to-man. They didn't allow him to get to the block. They threw different double teams at him. They forced him to be a decision maker. They took charges on him all the time. He turned the ball over a ton. Rajon Rondo.
8 times, I think.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. These guys, they're not a hot three-point shooting team. When they settled, a lot of those shots were bad. That's how you typically expected the Lakers to shoot.
Yeah, that game 2 when they lit it up, that wasn't going to happen. And I don't think I would be surprised on both ends if Jimmy Butler has another performance tomorrow like he did yesterday, and if LeBron and AD play like they did yesterday. I would be surprised if that would happen tomorrow. I don't think that that's going to happen at all.
Think about it from their starting lineup. LeBron, of course, gives you the LeBron that you need with 25. The rest of the starting lineup, AD with 15, key down on him. Danny Green with 2, Dwight Howard with 4, KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with 5. 60% of your starting lineup is either giving you 2 points, 4 points, or 5 points.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.